Hey everybody, Bonnie Donahue here, super pumped, Monday night, welcome. We have an awesome call tonight. Tonight is all about network marketing myths, okay? So we're gonna talk about how it works and some of the myths. Hey Stephanie, welcome. So as you guys are getting on, first I would like you guys to maybe comment below any myths that you think, because I would like to cover more than maybe that I have written down, okay? Hello everybody. So we are continuing on from last week. Last week we talked about why network marketing, and we're going off the 4-year career book. If you do not have this book, get it. How many of you guys have read this book, just so I know? And welcome. I love seeing all the faces on here. Welcome, Jessica, Nikki, Carolyn, Amy, Stephanie, welcome guys. Okay, so Nikki's read it, awesome. What did you like about it? Hey Christy, welcome. Super pumped for you guys. All right, let me go back to the beginning. This book, like literally I can pretty much read every page. I'm not going to do that. I want you guys to read the book yourself, but I'm gonna talk about some of the myths and different things and relate it to doTERRA in our business so we can grow from it. Yeah, Nikki loved the 4-year career. Awesome. So I'm on chapter 3 if you guys have the book, okay? We're talking about the top myths. But again, if you're just getting on, write out or comment some of the myths that maybe you've heard, and we can kind of debunk those also. So I'm going to go right into it. If you guys haven't watched the replay, I have the last week's call on my YouTube channel, and I also posted it in our oil leadership team page. Yes, Nikki, love the car analogy. I know, just it makes sense, and that's exactly what's happening. So the first myth, we're going right into it. Today's August 14th. You need to get in the ground floor, right? You got to be the first one, okay? And that's a total myth, because most companies actually go out of business after 5 years, okay? So they always say the first best time was to maybe get started a year ago or whenever it was, but the second best time is now, right? So when you're talking to somebody, right now is the best time to get started, right? Don't wait a few months to get started now. But with doTERRA, and I don't have the sheet out with me, I couldn't find it, but I was taking notes from Dan Hillstrom when he was talking about doTERRA specifically, and he was talking about the bell curve, right, of new businesses, and doTERRA has surpassed almost all the businesses. Like right now, doTERRA is the #1 essential oil network company, and the 5th largest network marketing company of all the companies in the United States, which is crazy because they just started 8 years ago. So when they first got started, they didn't have marketing materials, they didn't have all of that stuff. Now they have all of that and the track record, okay? So the best time to start is now. It's not just when it gets started, right? The second thing, and we're not going to go into a ton of details on doTERRA right now because I'm going to go over that later. The second thing, and I'm going to talk fast because I have a lot to go over, network marketing is an opportunity for someone who is not doing well financially to make some money, maybe even a lot of money. So it's not just for the people who have no money and they need to get rich, because there's a lot of the rags to riches stories that we've all heard them, and they can make money, right? And a lot of times people do, they don't maybe have an opportunity, and this is what's offered to them, and they do really well. But it's not the only way. There's actually if you're more successful in life, you're probably going to be more successful in network marketing, right? So as you're looking at your own leadership skills and your own personal growth, and you're looking at people that you want to join you in business, think about that. So in here it says the same skills it takes to succeed in any marketing business are required in network marketing business. So you must be assertive, right? So are you assertive, or the people that you're looking for, the people you're talking to, confident, okay? Are you confident in yourself and in what you're doing? You must be dynamic in your ability to express yourself, okay? You must have enough resources to propel yourself through challenges, okay? So it says your resources should include working capital, contacts. We all need contacts. Doesn't matter what kind of business you have, you need to know people, right? Time, you need to carve out time. Nobody has time, right? Everyone's busy doing their own stuff. Can you carve out the time that it takes, okay? Discipline, you know, being your own boss sounds really awesome, right? And everybody wants to be their own boss, but then when they sit down to work, you really do need discipline to get your butt in gear, right? Otherwise, you're just sitting around on Facebook or whatever, but you need to be a disciplined person. And the most successful people, again, in network marketing are the successful people in every area of their life. They're good at maybe home management. They're good at working out, or whatever it is. It's a skill. Discipline is a skill in every area. Monica says, "Hi Bonnie, just ordered this book after last week. Should be here soon. You will love it." I also have an Audible, so I've actually listened to it several times too. You need to be positive, right? Because you're going to hear a lot of no's. You're going to hear a lot of naysayers or people that don't want to do what you do, and that's fine, but you need to be positive, okay? So when your head is down, it's really hard to do the business, right? And when you are positive, you attract positive people into your life, okay? You have a crystal clear vision on what you want. You can't just say, "I hope to be diamond someday." Like, you have to lay it out and say, "I will be diamond by this day." So when I started last September, from the very beginning, I picked January. And I don't know exactly why I picked that, but I wanted it. And I wanted it, I think that was 5 months, right? And I said, by January 31st, I will be diamond. There was not, I hope to be, or I want to be. This is what it is. And so you have a crystal clear goal. You know what you need to do, and you take the plan and you work backwards, right? So you have a crystal clear goal. And it's not always easy, okay? So some of the people that are struggling in the business, or maybe people who have low self-esteem, or lack of the basic skills or preparation, okay? And we have said this over and over again, and this has been one of my biggest things that's helped me is personal growth, right? I'm constantly growing myself. When I'm low on my confidence and low on my personal growth, it shows in every area of my entire life, okay? So personal growth is going to be your number one thing to grow your business, okay? And so as my husband says, network marketing is the best personal growth that you didn't know you needed, right? So if we are not all those things, we're not assertive, we're not confident, we're not all those things, we need to work on ourselves so we can become those things, we can become successful, but also then attract those people to our businesses. And you've heard me say this before, would you join under you, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Would you want yourself as your upline? So if the answer is no, what do you need to do to get to the point where you say, yes, I would join under myself, right? And if you say yes, then you're doing a great job. Okay, so the fact is that the people who are already successful, whenever they do, tend to also be successful in network marketing. Okay, and that they said, so if you're looking for people, you want to know who are the most successful people. In the book, it says real estate agents, teachers, coaches, medical professionals, counselors, small business owners, beauty professionals, and physical fitness professionals, maybe stellar performers in their domains, right? Okay. If the reality is, like, if you treat your business like a business, you'll get paid like a business, and if you treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby, right? So myth number 3 is network marketers succeed by being at the right place at the right time. And that's actually not true. It's what you put into it, you get out. Because you could have all the same people in the same business. Some will be successful, some won't. So like I said, some people dabble with it, and they'll get dabbling paychecks, or they go full force all in, and they'll have an amazing paycheck in a business, right? Basically, and I'm going to read this, people who treat it as a new career, profession, and business have a reasonable opportunity to make it pay off very well. Most people invite a few people to take a look and then quit. Those who master the invite of a few people and do it every day for a year or two in their practice, then they will have the art of listening and then talking and interrupt rejection and learning the ways, discover their craft and their offers in such a way that people actually want to hear more. Okay, so you need to ask yourself, like, how many people have you talked to? So in this chapter, they're basically saying, If you talk to a few people, you're going to get few results. But if you talk to hundreds of people, you will get 100 results. And so people that are talking to me or I'm talking to them and they say, oh, they said no, or this and that, I say, have you talked to 100 people yet? Like, don't start complaining or talking about all the people that you've talked to unless you've talked to 100 people. Okay, then you're in the game. Then you know how to invite. Then you know how to sample. Then you know how to close because you've talked to 100 people. But until you talk to 100 people, you're still getting your feet wet, honestly. Okay, so the question I have for you, you could ask yourself is how many people have you talked to, right? It could be sampling, it could be classes, it could be whatever, but how many people have you honestly actually talked to so far about the business? Okay, myth number 4. The way network marketing works is the big guys make all their money off the little guys, okay? And so that's not true. Obviously, everybody comes in with the same opportunity, the same compensation plan, and they can all make what they earn, right? So you can actually surpass, and we have several people on our team that's even done that, they've surpassed their upline, and that's fine because they're doing the work or they're building the business. So one thing, if you guys are taking notes, okay, it says in network marketing, the people who attract, train, and motivate the most sales people earn the most money, period. So there's 3 kind of people in doTERRA, right? So there's customers, wholesale customers. 80% of all of your customers and everybody in your organization, these are averages, right? 80% of the people will be happy customers. They use the products. So they sign up, become a wholesale customer. They're just happy customers. Then in the book, they say distributors, but we would call them sharers, right? They're advocates, but they want to share the product. This is about 15% of the people, okay? So it says they focus their efforts on just sharing it. They don't really understand the income opportunity, okay? But they can make a few $100s a month, okay? I mean, maybe up to $1,000 a month because they're just sharing. They're happy sharing with doTERRA. They have an amazing share plan. They can get a free website, you know, and they can upgrade at any time. But they're shares. So about 15% of your business are going to be shares, okay? Then the actual sales leaders, as they say, and we call it builders, 5% of the people that you find will probably be builders. And sometimes it's even less, right? So that means if you've talked to 100 people, 5 of those people are going to say, yes, I want to build a really good, solid business. Okay, so if you're wondering why the first couple people you talk to are not building, it's because you have to talk to 100 people to hopefully get 5, right? Probably more like 3, okay? Which works out perfectly for our power of 3. So you really do need to talk to a lot of people, okay? So it says a sales leader, or for us a builder, is a customer, they're a retailer, and inviter. Okay, so they get the business and they understand the compensation plan, and they want to grow a business. Okay, I'm going to talk more about that in a minute, but you only need 3 of those people to really be successful, especially in the start. So this is a sales leader, main role, as many as 100 people to build with them. Okay, but most people are going to use the product. Some will sell it, and then very few will actually do both. They're going to use it and share it and build it. Okay, but to get the most benefit, you have to be able to train, motivate, and continue growing. Okay, the better one in these roles will earn more money. Okay, number 5, and let me know if you guys have any questions. I know I'm talking really fast because I have a lot to go over, and actually I love talking about network marketing and the business side of it. Okay, so number 5, you have to use your friends and family to make money in network marketing. Okay, how many people have you, like, I want to know from everybody listening, the people on, how many of you guys were successful with your family and friends, and how many people struggled? Okay, I mean, it's a real struggle. I've had family that have been full force excited and joined, and then I've had some family that's like, don't even talk to me. And same with friends, right? Oh, thanks, Nikki. So I just want to know, like, has it been successful for you? It's a struggle, Robin says. Yeah, struggle for sure. What is the biggest struggle, do you guys think? Like, why is it a struggle? Because I don't want to be just talking to you guys. I want to, like, have a conversation with you guys. And so I'll read the comments. Struggle with family, Ruth says. Yeah. And it says, the truth is, you do not and you should not sell to your friends and family, is what they say. If your product serves them, then do it. But if it doesn't, don't do it. They believe the myths, Robin says. Amy says struggle. Yeah. If an opportunity inspires you, it will most likely inspire them. So offer it. If they say no, respect it and honor their viewpoint and be done, right? Let's see. Oh, the comments are, now you guys are active. Seriously. Neutral. They're accepting but skeptical over brands. Family does not have the same mindset. Struggle with family, but friends or neighbors more interested. Monica says I'm frozen. Sorry, hopefully I'm not frozen anymore. Can you guys see me? So in the book it says you don't have to, you know, offer it to them. Yes, Nikki, that's coming up later on. Yes, you're an offer but not a convincer. Yes, and that's coming up. Do not convince anybody. It's just a headache, and it brings your own mindset down, right? I cannot say enough. If your mindset is down, you cannot do the business. I'm sorry. You know, if you're in a bad place mentally, you're really gonna struggle. Okay, and so if you're getting a lot of naysayers, you need to like step away for your own sake of growing your own business and protecting your own goals and dreams, right? Joey says, I have shared and sampled. They have been receptive, but nothing else came from it. And that's fine, because sometimes they just need to watch you. They need to watch you and see what you do, right? Because they see you as their sister, their friend. They don't see you as, you know, an oil expert. Not that we have to be oil experts, but they're like, what does she know? She just started them. I don't know. She's just jumping on the bandwagon or whatever. Let your life tell your story, right? They will jump on when they're ready. I just had my one cousin join today. I hope she's on listening, you know, after months of watching, right? You don't know what's going to happen. Okay. And Joey says, totally. Number 6, if network marketing really worked, everyone would get involved and the market would be saturated. That's, again, not true, right? That's mathematically not possible, right? And history shows that. So there's some businesses out there where there's millions of people in there in the business, but you or me are not in their business, right? There's so many people that are not in the business, okay? And they have an example. It says, plus you might consider a great leader who personally sponsored 12 people 2,000 years ago. They have been recruiting via weekly opportunity meetings and one-on-ones for 2,000 years, but yet most of the world still do not subscribe to their program. Okay, I think you know what I'm talking about. That's true. So, right, not every single person is going to be involved with a company, and so that's a myth. And plus, when I started doTERRA, I was wondering that too, if it was going to be, you know, if it's going to be saturated or not. And people love the oils, and I've met a lot of people that are already using it, but I've met a lot more people that are not using it, or they're using another brand and they want to come over. So it's amazing. Jessica says, constantly telling my husband to do his own research. I've got to explain myself over and over enough for everyone else. Gotta get here. Yeah, so Jessica, are you, I don't know why I'm holding scissors. That was like my paperweight for my book. Are you and your husband going to the global convention? Let me ask you that. So in Seattle, or not Seattle, Salt Lake City, coming up, there's the convention every year. I hope you guys are registered to go. I know several people can't make it, so they're selling their tickets. So if you just joined today, you can still make it. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Or if you don't have one for your spouse, to get a ticket for your spouse. But yeah, Nikki's going, I'm going. The convention is like where the magic happens, right? So your main goal, this is what Eric Worre says, your main goal for the entire year for your business and with your team, your main goal, this is crazy, is to get your team to the convention. Okay, so he's not even in our company. He just trains, he wrote the book Go Pro. He trains all network marketing professionals to do it in a professional way. And he's like, every meeting, every business plan, like training, and every little thing that you do should lead up to the convention. That's why it's so important. It's huge if you can get your husbands there, because that's when they have the mind shift too. It's not just an oil. My wife isn't just whatever doing this. It's a real legitimate business. And that happened to me with my husband. My husband went years without really acknowledging what I was doing in my last business until he went to convention, right? And then he's like, he saw the other men talk about it. He saw that people were making real money, even though I was already making money. Then he saw everybody else go. And now he's like, oh, why didn't you tell me it was a business, right? But he couldn't hear it from me, right? So sometimes they have to hear it from other people. Yes, 3 weeks and 2 days, Nikki. Woohoo! I'm like super pumped. I got to get my dress and my airplane tickets. I'm so behind. But I'm really excited. Okay, so Jessica, get your husband to convention if you can. Okay, so I'm going on chapter 4, traditional marketing versus network marketing. Okay, so in traditional marketing, a lot of times it's full-time hours, right? Laugh out loud, like it's not just some weird chick thing. Exactly. Sorry, I just keep getting notifications and texts. Okay, so in network marketing, full-time business, a lot of times you have to have salespeople in your organization. Okay, to let's say, like for the example in the book, I'm not going to go all the examples because there's just too many. But let's say you needed to make sell $1 million a month. Okay, they are saying if you were to do that in a traditional traditional marketing business, you would need 100 full-time professionals, salespeople, right? They would have each of a territory of selling 10,000 each, right? So there's salespeople, they're employees, they have quotas, they have territories, they have to stick to these things, and if they don't do it, they get fired, and if your team doesn't do it, you most likely get fired, right? Well, in network marketing, to make that same $1 million sales a month, right, you're not working full-time. You can work sometime. I mean, of course, the more you work, the better. You get what I'm saying. You don't have a whole sales force, right? You have a lot of customers who are also sharing, right? Because 80% of the people are customers, and then 15% are shares. So you have volunteers, right? They're volunteering to share. They're getting paid, but they're doing a lot of work, right? Or I mean, a lot of people doing a little bit of work, right? And then instead of having quotas, we have incentives. You can get an incentive. You can do our team incentive. You can do the doTERRA incentives. You can get a paycheck, right? Instead of having protected territories, the whole world is your territory. You can pick from anywhere you want, right? And so you just have a lot of people doing a little in network marketing. And a lot of the people who are sharers, they work when they feel like it, so there's no pressure. It's all about recommending products that they already love, okay? It says network marketing is simply a lot of people selling a little bit each, and that is it. And in both businesses, this one and my last one, that is what I found true. You have a lot of people doing a little, and every single person matters. Every single person makes a big difference in your business. Okay, so moving on, how the business works. Okay, so this is really important. This is what you need to take notes on. One, and I think you all know this is why you love doTERRA. You have to be a customer, right? You have to be a product of the product, okay? So these are the 3 basic activities required to create your own for your career, okay? So number 1, you have to be using the products. Use all the products. That's why I recommend the Diamond Kit. Not everyone starts with that kit, but then you're dabbling in all the products. You're using the skincare and the hair care and the supplements and the toothpaste and the diffusers and the lotions and the spa butters, whatever. You're using them all, right? Because you should know all the products. You should know how it makes you feel. You should know what they smell like. You need to know, right? That's your business. You sell them. Then you need to have your own powerful story. So let's say you are already pretty healthy, you don't have a story right now, find one. Find a product that really makes you feel good, or find maybe the shampoo is your go-to, right? But most likely it's an oil. There's like kind of the gateways. But find something that's your story. The more powerful your own story is, the more people you're going to impact, basically. So find your story and you tell everybody your story, right? Ruth loves the oils. Your husband's are a product of the product. You and your husband are a product of the product. Awesome. And you can't go to the convention this year, but hopefully next year. Yes. Jessica, yes, you're going to want to go. Okay, very good. Okay, so the number 1, and then also when you are loving the product, you're not selling anything. I know this sounds so cliche, but you are literally recommending it to others, right? So you could just share your story. You're like, well, here's my story. And then they can make their decision for themselves if they want to use it. You're not selling because you really do love the product and you have a great story, okay? My story is on my blog if you guys haven't read it yet. For a lot of the new people here, if you go to BonnieDonahue.com, on the right-hand side, you will see my story, okay? And mine's about my Lyme disease and what the oils have done to me. And so I share that with everybody. That's my story. It's a powerful story. And so the more powerful your story, again, the more people you're going to impact, okay? It doesn't have to be as dramatic as mine. We've had people share their stories of just the wild orange and how it's helped their mood, boost their mood, and that's their go-to story, you know, or people with helping their babies sleep with the lavender, and that's their go-to story. So it doesn't have to be some huge life transformation. Whatever your story is, just go with it and get good at saying it and share that with others, right? Yes, your husband and I you guys just started the toothpaste and love it. Yeah, that stuff's amazing. We fight over it. Like if we run out, or we're like sharing the one bottle. Just 'cause it's so good. Okay, so the second thing. So first thing is be a customer. I'm looking at time. We've got like 4 minutes left. So the second thing, recommend it. Okay, so people don't want to be sold anything, right? They want to be recommended to a product. So it says it's just like you're recommending a movie or a restaurant, okay? So here's the thing too, if you are recommending, let's say for an example, a restaurant, you recommend this great Italian restaurant, and someone says, I hate Italian, stop talking, right? Same thing with oils. If they like hate it, don't convince people of it. This is what Nikki was saying, and so I have this in here, don't convince. If you have to convince somebody to join, you have to convince them to use, you have to convince them not to quit, it's too much convincing and it's just too much work, right? It's not worth it. So do not convince, but what you recommend is as you're talking to people, they will come to you with their problems and you will recommend, so this is what happened to me. Maybe it will work for you, right? Because people don't want to be sold to, but this is what people do want. They want you to listen to them, okay? We've talked about this before. They really want to just be heard, and then you give your recommendation. No selling, okay? Don't sell or argue with customers. If it's a fit, perfect. If not, let it go. Yes, actions speak louder. Jessica, yes. Okay, number 3, invite to just take a look. So in doTERRA language, it would be sampling. Sample, sample, sample. You just give them a sample and then they'll decide for themselves. Like, here's a little sample, you know, and then they will decide. You can follow up. We have the whole process. You can watch other videos if you haven't seen those yet. But you're just getting someone introduced. You're not selling again. You are just having them take a look. And then in the book, they recommend, and actually I've seen a lot of really successful people in the company do this. Of course, they talk about in this book because they're selling this book. But for the business side, give them a copy of this book and say, look for yourself. Because once somebody reads this book, network marketing is not going to be an option anymore. Like, they're going to want to join you in network marketing. So that's what a lot of the people do, and a lot of the successful people. There's actually a lot of top doTERRA people. Kirsten Kirschbaum is going to be actually featured on one of his webinars, and so they probably use this book to share the network marketing with others. So you're not just sharing you or doTERRA, but the industry as a whole, right? And then it's like in that category if you don't have your own story, your business story, like as far as your income story now, use your upline stories. So you could use mine. You can use my uplines, their uplines, your upline. You need to tell a story. Again, people don't want to just be sold, but you need to, one, believe it yourself, first of all, as far as the business side. And then share lots of stories, okay? So for my story, if you don't know, I became diamond in 5 months in the business, okay? The average diamond makes $16,000 to $18,000 a month on average, okay? Share that story. The 2 girls above me, Elise Sedevi, she has been in the business for 7 years now, and she's almost a triple presidential, and she earns about $200,000 to $300,000 a month in the business, right? So in the beginning, when I first got started, I had her story and I told everybody her story, right? I didn't have my story yet. It took me a while to create my story, right? And so as you're growing, know that you're creating your own story, but use other people's, but think about that. Like, do you want your story to be slow or do you want it to be fast? Both are right. There's not a wrong answer, but think about that. Okay, so you need to be convinced of yourself. Then be interesting, okay? And so by that, they don't just mean being like an interesting person, although we should be, right? Because you attract interesting people into your business, but be interested in them. Okay, people want to join people they know, like, and trust, and they will know you and like you and trust you better the more invested you are in them. Okay, so again, I don't have time to go into all of that, but you're inviting them, you're sampling them, you're using stories, and you are listening to them. And then I don't know if I have enough time to go through the next part. I'm just going to go over it super quickly here because the time, the next chapter is really interesting on growing your business and duplicating. Okay, in the book they talk about power of 4. Okay, or they give examples of 4 in doTERRA. Everything they do is power of 3, right? Because that's how you get paid. This is the build guide. This is the build guide that I'm looking at right here. It's from sharesuccess.com. Okay, you can print it out, or you can buy these from oillife.com. Excuse me that I'm like such a mess today. I was at the beach all day, and I'm just realizing I'm like a mess. But anyway, okay, so in here, everything's power of 3, right? You have 3 people, your first 3 people, who get 3 people, who get 3 people. That is it. So basically, can you find 3 people? Okay, 3 people to do the business. And they're saying, what does, is that this chapter or the next chapter? What does doing the business look like? Let's see if I did this. I have so many notes. Doing the business, this is what it looks like. It's the things that I recommend, or that I just shared. 3 people to use the product, share their product, and tell people to take a look at the business, right? That's it. If you knew each one of those people had a price tag of like $5,000 each to it or more, would you be able to find 3 people, right? And most likely, yes, you will find 3 people. If you were gonna get $5,000 per person you found, you would quickly find those 3 people, right? Or what if it took 6 months to find those people? You would probably still find them. So in doTERRA, again, it multiplies. I'm not gonna like look, it's like backwards if I show you, but your business multiplies when you find people. So if you are trying to make that, let's say like an example of the book, that $1 million in business a month, right? In the beginning, you find 3 people who find 3 people, right? That's 9 people. Then it goes down, those 3 people find 3 people, it's 27 people. Down the 4th level, it's 81 people. Down the 5th level, you have 243 people. Level 6, you have 729 people. And then level 7, you have 2,187 people. Okay? So to build your strong network marketing business, it is, yes, you will make a lot more if you enroll a lot of people. You will, right? Because you're training more, you know more, you're going to be doing awesome, right? But you don't need to do that to build a whole organization. Okay, that's the beauty of network marketing, and that's what I'm trying to like share. So I have my own personal numbers here too for you guys, because I know it's interesting. Like, so to build that huge organization, again, it's a lot of people doing a little. So what does that look like? So for me, we have a huge business, right? It's huge, and I'm actually one of the top enrollers of the entire company right now. But listen to this. So we have 3,163 people in our organization as of today. We're getting about 300 a month average. I enrolled 77 of those people, which doesn't seem right. I feel like I did a lot more than that, but that's what the numbers show. So out of the over 3,000 people, I've enrolled less than 100, but the business is just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. Like it's been, like we've already had over 100 people enroll this month, right? Because of that power of 3, and they find 3, and they find 3, and they find 3. And then when you actually know how the compensation works, and you know placements, and you know all that stuff, your business will be very, 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 very successful. In here, because I know we're like really running late, I'm gonna skip some of that. The next week, what I'll talk about next week is what to look for in a network marketing company. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about next week. It is in chapter 10 of the book of what to look for. One thing, I have a video in my YouTube channel about belief in the business and a belief in yourself, and what does it take to grow the business, and I actually did it for Joey's team. Love you, Joey, and your awesome team. And I put the recording on my YouTube channel, but basically if you want more information on the different ranks and how to grow the different ranks, not just placement but mindset wise, when you become premier, you are believing in the company. When you're silver, you're believing in yourself, okay? And belief probably comes before you hit the rank, just so you know. Gold, you're building, or you believe in your builders, gold and platinum. Diamond, you believe in your why, like why you're doing the business. And then blue diamond and presidential, you believe in your influence and what you can do for others. Okay, so it's all about your belief. They're not talking about that in the book, but this is something I've already talked about. It takes heart, passion, you have to love the oils, have momentum, believe in everyone, stay committed, help others rise, mentor, help, and do personal development, right? Brianne, go to our pinned post and it has all the information for you. Unless you're asking for my YouTube, then it's just search Bonnie Donahue. Okay, so be a river, not a reservoir. All the things you've learned, pass on to other people, okay? Anyway, so there's a little bit more than just what I was going to talk about, the myths of network marketing. But seriously, network marketing is amazing. I've been blessed. So many people on our team have been blessed. And so that's what I want to keep doing, is educating on network marketing. So again, next week we will talk about how to find a good network marketing business. And I believe doTERRA is the best one. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. I hope you guys had an awesome week. Thanks for getting on, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye, guys.